Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today's Monday still, even though it is Christmas, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I still wanted to post, even if it's a shorter video for today, some kind of sketchbook doodles video. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I do have a few sketches right here already sketched out in my sketchbook. And today, because it is Christmas, I thought it'd be kind of fun to play around with a red and a green kind of color combination. But with these colors, I wanted to kind of add in yellow as well. I know people tend to associate red and green together to be very Christmassy, but I feel like if you kind of tailor your color palette a little bit more to either more red or more green, you can probably deviate a little bit away from that idea of looking too Christmassy, if anything. So for today's sketch, I decided to sketch out Gaming from Genshin Impact because I absolutely adore his design and so far his character, even though I know very little about him other than like visual stuff. I know there's some stuff that's kind of like tied to potential lore things to some other characters in Genshin, but I don't want to delve into that until it's confirmed, or I want to kind of keep it less kind of spoilery for some people, so I won't talk about that too much. So for today's session, I am returning back to water-based markers, which tends to be one of my favorite ways to fill in a sketchbook spread, just because I feel like it's a little bit low pressure, it's always fun and vibrant with the colors, and I don't know, I just have a lot of fun kind of filling up the sketchbook in this kind of way because I can kind of chunk out large areas quite easily. And you can see with these water-based markers, it's just kind of more like fun and loose, if anything. So, you know, that's kind of contributing to the idea of it being low pressure. It tends to be streaky, so there's no reason to try to make it look perfect unless you're doing like meticulously aligning all your brushstrokes to be like side by side. I think, you know, just let yourself have fun, be a little bit messy. So, yeah. So initially, I wasn't gonna do this color combination per se. I actually will show you my initial color combination at the very end because I wasn't also planning to draw Gaming today. I was gonna draw like something else to kind of fit the color palette because, like I said, my color palette was not specifically gonna be this red, this yellow, and this green together. I decided to tailor it to be a little bit more closer to what people might consider it to look more Christmassy. So something a little bit more evergreeny, kind of that more vibrant red. And I feel like gold or silver is also kind of associated with the idea of kind of Christmas colors. So instead of gold, I decided to pick a very vibrant yellow. And my idea to kind of make it look a little less Christmassy was to kind of like play around with the amount of whatever color is more prominent. So instead of having red and green be entirely equal, I relied a lot on the yellow and the red, obviously, and I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out because of how heavily I relied on the yellow. But something I'm going to show you guys in a bit, because you can see that I'm outlining with red, which might not make sense because it definitely won't show up very well on top of the red marker that I already laid down initially. But I wanted to layer the green on top of the red. So even though there are some areas where I placed green here and there, I really wanted to take advantage of being able to overlay the colors of the red and the green together to kind of get almost it almost reads as like a black, even though if you mix red and green, you'd probably get like a very muddy, kind of warmer reddish brown, if anything, or kind of more of a neutral brown. But for the most part, because of the type of green that I'm using and the type of red I'm using, it reads very dark and a lot less brown. I think it also helps that these are water-based markers. So usually if I do a lot of overlapping anyways with the same marker, it tends to get darker anyways. So I kind of use that to my advantage if I want to layer up colors in a certain way. But I think for the most part, this is like kind of my favorite part of the entire spread, which is just his face up close right here, because I liked how the colors kind of all interacted, both in his eyes and in his hair. So I don't know, I think it just looks really cute. I feel like I was also just getting more and more tired as I started to progress on the spread, because I got little sleep, and then I had to wake up early on Christmas Eve to go attend something. So I came back and then I decided to film this because I forgot I didn't really have a Mondays video. And I know not everybody celebrates Christmas or anything around this time. So if this is just a normal day for you, hopefully this kind of keeps up with the intended schedule that I like to have a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday video. So yeah. But if you do celebrate some kind of holiday around this time, I hope it's going well. I'm hoping that you're, feeling very loved and being surrounded by all your loved ones, including families and friends or any of the important people in your life. So hopefully all that's going well, and hopefully everyone's gonna get ample amount of rest. I know some people don't get a lot of rest during the holidays because it's like all of the kind of like hustle and bustle, and there everyone's moving around and trying to get to places. Seeing so many people might also drain your energy. So hopefully you'll have time to rest and relax a little bit later. I know for me, I'm kind of like in a bit of a crunch time-ish right now. So even though I said that I don't really celebrate, did I say this? So I don't really celebrate Christmas. It was more like when I was younger and I used to live in a village. Me and my family were like one of the only Asians living in the village. So I guess like most of the time, because my parents were busy, me and my brother would hang out with whoever was like in the community, in the village and stuff, and we kind of like followed whatever they did. So we celebrate whatever they celebrated. We also had to tag along for like school events and all that stuff. So and my parents, like at the time, they contributed a lot to the community food-wise. So for the most part, they had to tailor a lot of like their meals and stuff to whatever they needed for the community, which was like a lot less Asian cuisine. So you'll see a lot more stuff that's more akin to, I guess, like a Christmas dinner. So even though we don't celebrate Christmas, we still do those kinds of stuff. We still put up a Christmas tree. I like gift giving, so me and my friends still do some kind of Christmas gift exchange. So later on in the week, probably on the, I think 29th-ish, I think me and my friends are having some kind of get together, probably sleeping over, gift exchange, dinner, and just like a general hangout, because I haven't seen them in like 3 weeks. So it'd be nice to see them again, especially because one of my other friends is going to be moving across country. So I might not be able to see her for like, I think 6 to 7 months. She said she will come back in August to help me table if I do end up tabling again, because she has a conference to attend back in my home city. So yeah, just things to look forward to, but also some things I'm not looking forward to because I'm gonna miss her a lot. But other than talking about the sketch, I guess, for the most part, I feel like it's very straightforward. I definitely did a lot more layering of the colors for this entire spread versus how I usually do a lot of my inking and stuff. I feel like usually whenever I do these water-based marker kind of spreads, I kind of keep all the colors separate minus the line work. But for this one, I kind of mixed the line work from having some areas done with the red and then a lot of the area done with the green. But some of the areas where I was chunking in a lot of the colors, I was letting them overlap so that we could get a little bit more of a darker color, because Gaming has more of a darker color palette for his outfit, because it has some black and a lot of like dark gray accompanying with some red and some like gold and a little bit of pops of green. But if you haven't and you're like, you like some character designs, oh, I didn't talk about this actually. So he's a lion dancer basically. So like in Guangdong, I guess, how do I explain this? So usually during like Lantern Rite, I guess for Genshin or like the Lunar New Year, or I guess like the Chinese New Year, they have like these several people under a kind of a lion kind of costume. So usually they would wear like different colored pants or whatever to be the lion's legs, and someone's like the head, there's like a person in the back, and they would, you know, do some stuff for festivities, usually performing and kind of doing a dance while going around, kind of like in a parade-ish way. And oftentimes like they get to a, I guess like a more of a central place, and then a person's like feeding them some kind of lettuce or cabbage and stuff, and it's like a celebration of the Lunar New Year. So his character is kind of based off of that. I know the way I have explained it is very poorly done. I highly recommend you do some research, but I really love his character design, and apparently he's supposed to be a Cantonese speaking boy, which I'm super excited because I am also a Cantonese speaker, or at least my parents are. I speak minimal Cantonese, even though I can understand it. But yeah, I think that's it for the rambling for today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the little mini water-based marker session for today. I'll talk about like some stuff I want to do for the new year, probably on the new year, so around the 1st, I think, is when the next video comes out, I believe, in a week. So yeah, other than that, I'll show you guys the other color selection that I wanted to use actually. That was kind of more red and kind of like a bluish green, so closer to a turquoise. So kind of in the same color family, just not exactly the same colors. So maybe in the future I'll find a character that suits this color palette a little bit more nicely. But other than that, I think that's it for today. So I will talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!